Before every doctor, before every lawyer, before every engineer, before every journalist, there was a teacher. The men and women who shape our future often do so without applause, recognition, or reward. Now it's time to say thank you. Time to celebrate the teachers who believed in us, guided us, inspired us, and changed our lives forever. Introducing My Teacher, My Hero, a special television program dedicated to honoring exceptional teachers across Nigeria. Share your story, nominate a teacher, celebrate a hero. Because every success story begins with a teacher. My Teacher, My Hero. On People's First Television, PFTV, where stories come live.
Every successful person remembers at least one teacher who inspired them, who believed in them, and who challenged them to become who they are today. And today we are going to be talking on such a person who people believe in. Hello and welcome to the very first episode of My Teacher, My Hero. My Teacher, My Hero is a TV program that tells us or talks about the sacrifices of teachers and educators who have impacted lives and have made great people in the society. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking to our guest who will be talking about his teacher, a teacher who impacted his life, a hero who impacted his life. Before we go into the main discourse of the day, let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll do justice to the topic of discussion.
My Teacher, My Hero on People First Television, where stories come alive.
On PFTV Spotlight, the heat is real.
Can you defend your promises? Can you face the people? Can you survive the hot seat?
Politicians, leaders, contenders, one by one, they face Nigeria's toughest political conversations.
No scripts, no excuses, just the truth.
This election season, don't just hear promises.
Welcome to Nick's Hot Seat, only on PFTV Spotlight.
Your one stop where stories come live.
My Teacher, My Hero on People First Television.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is My Teacher, My Hero on People First Television. My Teacher, My Hero is a TV program that talks about teachers who impacted lives and made great impact in the society. And with me in the studio is Mr. Tahav Ageezua, who will be outlining such a hero in his life. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you. It's a privilege.
Okay. Without wasting time, can we get to know you and then the hero we are talking about today?
My name is Tahav Ageezua. I am a community media person. I'm a reputation manager. And over the years, I've been involved in all aspects of media. But my foundation, I consider that my foundation was laid by this person you want us to talk about. And his name is Mazi Celestine Ajike Kalu. He's a native of Asaga in Abia State of Nigeria. He's alive, he's approaching his 90th birthday ceremony, and I was with him on phone even this evening.
Okay, wow. Okay, now as students, especially as ex-students, we've met a lot of teachers, we've met a lot of educators. Now, what actually makes this person, this Mazi Celestine, different from the so many other educators that you've met along the line?
By the time that we came in contact with Mazi Celestine Ajike Kalu, around 1977, first term of our Form 5. We used to call it Form 5.
Okay.
That's the final year of secondary school. He took us in 3 subjects in that first term. He took us in English language, took us in commerce and economics. His experience was quite outstanding. At the time he took us, he was the first teacher, the first of our teachers who had the experience of marking WAEC, the West African Examinations Council. So he had very lively classes with us. He could joke with us. He could quote. He could address us in such a manner that was interesting. If you are making noise, for instance, if you are making noise, he will say, "Shut up! Don't render bacteria harmless."
Okay.
Then he could also say, if you were called to answer a question, he will say, "Speak with life, power, and vim."
Okay.
And he too was a young man at that time, and he was neatly dressed. He was very slim.
Okay.
Later on, I will tell you the nickname people gave him. Kandiga.
Okay.
A man does not die because he's emaciated or thin.
Okay.
A slim man, does not die because a man does not die because he's slim.
Okay.
So he was outstanding. He was outstanding in the class and outside the class. When he identified some of us, a few of us, he took personal interest in our development.
Okay. Okay. Before we go on the break, I'd like to get this before we go on. What school was this?
Okay, that's interesting. The school is called Adipo Comprehensive College, Adipo, present in the heart of Adipo town.
Okay.
If you go to Adipo, the school is where you have the public arena now.
Okay.
When there are prominent occasions in that place, that is the school I'm talking about, in the heart of Adipo town, in Kwande local government of Benue State.
Okay, popularly called ACC.
ACC, yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be having more of this interesting discussion. Please stay tuned.
My Teacher, My Hero on People First Television, where stories come alive.
Kalu, my name is Mr. Ichoibe Vincent Okumu. Kalu met us in 1976 in Form 4. From what he said, he came from Milori. And when he came, it is the time he came that we started knowing that we were even far behind the actual thing that we were supposed to know or be taught. He was an examiner of WAEC like I am today. Okay. Yeah, he was an examiner, so he taught us well how to answer questions. In fact, he was so exposed about life that what he taught was so relevant to us that it made our success easier. It was quite easy for us because most things that we're hearing, we didn't know them. He knows those things practically, so he brought that practical experience to the class and made his lessons so interesting. Okay. And that is why we were able to do well in the school. In fact, we were the first set of people that wrote this exam and passed excellently well because of that single word. He taught us many subjects. He was teaching English, teaching commerce, and in most cases he was also teaching commerce. Because there were few teachers, and the teachers we had at that time were NCE teachers. So most of them were not qualified to teach us. And so when he came with that exposure and background, he changed our lives, changed our course of study. And that is why we are where we are today.
Now, I would like to just ask briefly, in the course of his encounter with you people, beyond classroom experiences, do you think there were other aspects outside of the classroom that he went beyond to inculcate knowledge and support you people? And even today, as an adult that you are, you think that has actually structured how your life has become?
When Kalu met us, he found out that we were sharp students.
Okay.
So what Kalu would do is that after classes, he was also ready to take us.
My Teacher, My Hero on People First Television, where stories come alive.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is My Teacher, My Hero on People First Television. And before we went on the break, Mr. Tahav Ageezua was doing justice to the topic of his hero, Mr. Celestine, Mazi Celestine, who he has been talking so well about. And we'll just keep the ball rolling.
Mr. Celestine, Mazi Celestine Ajike Kalu, was a vice principal of ACC, that is Adigbo Comprehensive College, Adigbo. Our principal then was the late Clement Asha Gunwaga Gawandi Abana Uchinanagbo.
Okay.
You may be surprised that I called so many names. And because beyond his being our principal, we related as family friends. His one of his children was my bosom friend, so I stayed with them. So he, Mr. Mazi Celestine Ejike Kalu, was the vice principal under the late Clement Ashagimu. But Ashagimu so trusted him, and he was running the school and the administration, as well as taking us in 3 main courses of English language, commerce, and economics. Let me recall the definition of economics that he gave us.
Okay.
He defined economics as the breaking down of work into small pieces for efficiency.
Okay.
Then after that, he will say, "My dear students, catapult me with questions if you have."
Okay.
So that was the kind of thing that Mr. Kalu.
Yes, as a young man, I believe that was really catching and interesting for young minds.
Yeah,
okay. Now, when we were talking earlier, you made mention of his impact outside the classroom and school environment. I don't know if you can actually give us.
Yes, I will. I am Tiv from Ushongo local government of Benue State, and he is from the Igbo ethnic group, and they introduced us into what we call Gari.
Okay.
We were fond of pounded yam and things like that. So it was in his house that I first took well-made eba.
Okay.
I think he took us to his house. He used to take us to his house.
Okay.
And in those days, we were in boarding school. So the food was not the best. So we were always hungry, let me put it that way. So from time to time, he would take us to his house. His wife would prepare this good eba with vegetable soup and we will enjoy ourselves, and then he will talk. He will lecture us about life. He will encourage us to study hard and even give us some study materials.
Okay.
So that's I cannot forget.
Okay.
This gentleman.
Wow, that's really interesting and encouraging. Now, growing up, I believe that you've met a lot of challenges to become who you are.
Yes.
Now, were there times where certain words, certain encouragements, certain inspirations that he gave actually worked for you?
Sure. First of all, our school didn't have experienced teachers who could mark the WASC, so they didn't know the standard. But when Mr. Kalu came, he made sure that we aligned with the WAEC standard. For instance, he taught us that the standard for marking essays in WAEC was called COEMA. COEMA, short for Content, Organization, Expression, and Mechanical Accuracy. He said, if you were given an essay to write, they allocated marks in line with this standard. The content, you have to do with your introduction, the body of the essay, and then the conclusion. Then coming to mechanical accuracy, you talked about crossing your T's, dotting your I's, and things like that. There were specific marks allocated. So if you exhausted your marks, if they allocate five marks to mechanical accuracy, and they discover that you have exhausted that, you have not complied, you have lost that mark, they will stop bothering themselves about that. You've lost that already. Under expression, if your expression is not correct, is not proper, then if you lose those marks, they won't bother themselves. So he gave us this kind of guidelines. So along the line, we knew that we had someone who cared about us, who gave us the guidelines. So in as much as we were ambitious, we wanted to pass, we also didn't want to let someone down.
Okay.
So he was a continuous encouragement.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, now assume you're having Mazi Celestine listening or watching you live now. What do you have, or what do you have to tell him?
I will tell him that Sir Mazi Celestine Ajike Kalu, thank you and thank you and thank you again, because he took us in English language. Incidentally, when I went to the university, I read English and literary studies. I went on to, I delved into the media and had a successful career in the media. This is based on the foundation that he gave us. Incidentally, Kalu stayed in Benue for long after we graduated in 1978. He came down and settled in Wanune, in Taka local government. He just returned to Ohofia last year. And over the years, we related well. I had opportunity to introduce one of my principals, a governor of the state, to him. And the governor treated him very well.
Wow.
Along the line, as I will travel from Makudi and pass through Wanune, I will stop with my children and we'll chat with him and things like that. So we've been relating so well. Even today we spoke.
Okay, very well. Now, before we wrap up, I'd like to ask that you give 2 words to, like, in 2 minutes, you talk to the teachers who are presently teaching now, and then to the learners or the students, and also ex-students like you who have actually left school for a very long time and are professionals in whatever field they are. Do you have a message for this?
Yes, I do have a message. Incidentally, today I did a Facebook post about one of my students who has just been promoted to be professor of diplomatic history. I taught him in his first year of secondary education. I took him in literature and Bible knowledge. You know, the teachers are handling a very, very important segment and sector of our society, building the future of our leaders. First, I will employ those who look after teachers to look after them very well, because these are the people that handle the most important segment of our society, the people who are looking after our tomorrow. Then for the teachers themselves, let me say that when I did that post this morning about my relationship with that professor, within 1 day, just today, 7,000 people read that post. And most were commending us, myself and that professor. Some were even saying some were even calling me a professor too. So if you are a teacher, you are handling a very, very important assignment of raising the next generation. Please do it well.
Okay, thank you so much. So for the teachers you've heard, and also for the students, you have heard and you're also seeing what a student is doing to his teacher. We've heard from the introduction, we see how much teachers sacrifice. Mazi Kalu must have taught 5 decades ago, but today the praises and the testimonies of his sacrifices are now being sung. For those teachers who are teaching and sweating the classes, just as Mr. Ageezua has said, just give it your best, because you're handling lives. And someday, just someday, someone will call you a hero. That's how much we can have it on My Teacher, My Hero, until we come your way next week with another person coming to talk about his own hero or her own hero. Please keep a date with us.
Before every doctor, before every lawyer, before every engineer, before every journalist, there was a teacher. The men and women who shape our future often do so without applause, recognition, or reward. Now it's time to say thank you. Time to celebrate the teachers who believed in us, guided us, inspired us, and changed our lives forever. Introducing My Teacher, My Hero, a special television program dedicated to honoring exceptional teachers across Nigeria. Share your story, nominate a teacher, celebrate a hero. Because every success story begins with a teacher. My Teacher, My Hero. On People's First Television, PFTV, where stories come live.